Hi, everyone. This is Peggy Ployhar, founder and CEO of SPED Homeschool, as part of the SPED Homeschool Review Crew. And I'm going to review today this cute language program for you called Homeschool Languages. And this specific box is their Spanish 1. So this curriculum was developed for kids who are not even at a reading level. So whether you have younger children or you have children that are older who are still not readers, it doesn't mean that you can't teach them a language. This is completely interactive. And I have to tell you, when I opened this box up, I just couldn't stop saying, this is so adorable. So inside you get a book. And this is called an open to go curriculum. And pretty much there is very little prep that you have to do as a parent. There are some things that you do have to do that they call it homework for the parent. But I mean, I'm going to show you. And really, there's an about this course. I really encourage you that you got to read through this, because you have to understand their philosophy on how they're teaching this more than they're really teaching you how to teach. And like I said, it's really not that large. They break down, they even do all the pronunciation on, it's pre-recorded for you. So you don't have to be a master at speaking the language. They're expecting you to be learning alongside your child, not that you have to have mastery of this language in order to teach it. And it's based on conversational language, like not language that you would use more so in addressing somebody that you don't know, but in the home type of language that people that are speaking Spanish would speak within their home. So it's not the more formal language. And they do give you some pronunciation guides with just some pronunciation of just general words. But if you're unlike me and are not a phonetic reader, sometimes that's really difficult. The auditory is so much easier. So they give it to you in both forms. So whichever learning type you have as a parent, you can still translate that really well for your child. And then they talk about syllable stresses, so just some little things. But when you get into the actual lessons, you'll see that they're nicely color-coded in here. And up at the top, they actually talk about how to read through a lesson, that this is the required material you have in this nice little tab here. These are check boxes they have for you. There's music, there's singing, there is interaction, there's cards. And then this section right here, this is what I call the teacher's homework. You can see it's not a lot. Pretty much they're just expecting you to go back through this, do that teacher section ahead. And then they recommend doing this about 2 times a week. Now, if your student really wants to keep going, there's extra things you can add in. They encourage you actually to do more of that than to progress too fast through it, because as you're learning a language, you really want to incorporate it. And so they're stressing that you incorporate more than you just keep moving forward, because eventually there are so many words. When I got to the end of looking at this, they have a dictionary in the back. These are in this small notebook, in this curriculum. These are all the vocabulary words they are integrating into this. Huge, just huge. I was so excited because not only do they have it in the book, but within the book, I mean, there's lots of fun things. There's games within here, there's songs. And even though they've shortened the URLs for some of the pronunciation stuff, they also have QR codes. So if you're going to use your phone, you can just use the QR code and snap it right up. So they're thinking about those things. So this is just part of this. You saw the big box. So this is the curriculum. And like I said, it's super colorful. They have pictures and things that you can do and say, and scripts for you to read. So you aren't trying to think of what do I do? This is the most adorable thing. They have a puppet, and the puppet has hands and feet, and maybe I can get it on there or not. But he comes with a name tag, and he says, "Hola." And I'm Alberto, and I only speak Spanish. So your kids know that whatever animal comes with your package, that they can only speak the native language to the little friend that's inside because he doesn't understand English. He only understands his native language. So that's going to encourage them to actually use their language in talking to their new little friend. And you can rename him. They actually give you some alternative names in case you want to make him a girl or a boy, or there's another favorite name. Maybe you can all vote as a family on a favorite name for your little friend. There's a globe because, of course, a lot of times different languages, like Spanish, is not just spoken in Mexico. It's spoken in Spain, and other parts of the world. And so there's geography also included with the learning of that. They have these great spinners. Now, like I told you, your children do not need to know how to read, because when they play games, you're going to see you're going to have a school and a firehouse, or a grocery store, books. So different places. This is the play spinner. There's also different emotions, because of course when we're talking, we talk about how we feel a lot, and so that is also important. It comes with a nice little flyer, and I'll put that over to the side. It's also this cute little box, and inside this box there's even more stuff. There are cards in here, and of course there's games, and so there's little playing pieces that come in here, and these cards are labeled. So these are action cards. I don't know if I can get it closer to my thing here. So some of the actions you can see, they're reading, they're sharing, and walking. And so there's the Spanish word is down below. So if you have a child who's a visual learner, sometimes having that word with the picture really does help with connecting the word and the action. There's phrases, because you're not just going to use the words as singular words. You're going to actually use them to share something, and so you need to be able to connect them. So these phrase word cards come into play in that part. There's also clothing cards. Talk about what you're wearing. So we have a shirt and a sneaker. And so there's other things, vegetables, where they got tons of food cards. They're going to learn all these different foods. And of course, you're going to be able to incorporate these. Maybe you're making dinner. Take out the foods that you're eating for dinner and have them on the table, so that while you're, I'm sure they have more information on how to include all of that in there too. And then of course there's those emotion cards, and then there's location cards too. And those go with that one spinner. And then there's color cards. You're going to learn lots of colors, and also numbers. It's best that when you're learning a language, not just to learn the numbers as you count and just like we do, but we need to know that 8 is ocho, and instead of going uno, dos, tres, trying to figure out what 8 is. And so again, these cards come into play in a lot of different areas, and you'll be able to even use those just as parts of your day, like I said, interacting. Now there's more. So also included in here are these cute little books. I'm going to pull this out here. They've got a book of opposites, which is right here. And that, as you can see, when we open it up, you have good and bad, and it comes with a picture. So should I not be able to read, or your child not be able to read, the thumbs up and the thumbs down are still understandable. And so when you use these words underneath, mal and bien, then we can get a better understanding of what those words are instead of just saying the words. So that is what that book is about. They also have these other little booklets that have phrases in them, and they even have the pronunciation for you mom or dad underneath. So if you don't know how to say this, that you can sound it out. But there's all these little things. But again, there's pictures. So even if your child isn't able to read, they know what this is. It's a child sleeping, right? And so that's what these booklets are about. And there's 2 little booklets that are included with this one. I guess that's it's the same for the others. And so they're saying, where's the fruit? On this one, I know enough Spanish, but definitely I could use this curriculum as much as a child could. So anyways, but then there's also bingo cards. So you can do bingo with numbers, and you can also do it with clothing. And then there's some practice cards here. There's even menus, so you can practice even ordering a meal. So again, it's very play-based and very interactive. It isn't just one of those where you sit down and you have to do that. There's 2 boards where you can, again, do more games. And that's where those playing pieces and those spinners come into play. So, so that is the curriculum in a nutshell, but I really encourage you to check them out. It's Homeschool Languages. It's called an Open and Go language curriculum, and their information is going to be down in the description. So I encourage you to check them out and see which program they have a variety of different languages that you can choose from. And again, this is meant for younger children, non-readers, and really, I think anybody would thoroughly enjoy this. So, so thank you, Homeschool Languages, for allowing me to review this. Go check out their website and see if this is a good program for you and your family.